Transformers issue number 25, a new era begins, and you can see the different style in the artwork from what we've seen in the past. Check out this cover right here. Got Optimus Prime, and it just kind of signifies a brand new era, a whole new section of a story. But we're gonna pick up right where we left off from Transformers number 24. Let's get into it. Our story begins in the old art style and with Megatron scolding the Decepticons. He's like, what has happened to you? What's going on here? He looks at Devastator and just gives him an uppercut just to demonstrate how powerful Megatron actually is. Just knocks Devastator and like he comes apart. You know, the combiner comes apart. You got Rumble running up saying, you need any help, Megatron? He's like, man, I don't need no help from you, and just slaps him, knocks him down. He's furious, you know? He's like, man, what has happened to us? Man, we used to be the rulers. We were the dominant ones. Look at all of us. He's angry. He's furious. He starts screaming, and then he starts naming off every single Decepticon one at a time. He's going through each one. He's like, what happened to you? You used to be like this. What happened to you? You used to be like this. I mean, he even gets to Laserbeak and says, you're one of the most loyal ones, but I still expected more. And they're all just staring back at Megatron, not knowing what to say. And then it happens. He turns around and he looks at my man, Starscream, who's, I believe is dead on the ground. And he's like, man, you're so pathetic, Starscream. He's like, we were this close in defeating Optimus Prime, but you defeated yourself. You know, and Megatron's just getting so angry at Starscream because he's like, we could have done it. He just starts stomping on him, even though he's already dead. He and I hope, you know, they add a little Starscream to this. I have a feeling that since Starscream, who's my favorite Transformer, had such a big role in 1 through 24, that he might get pushed off to the side as they begin to introduce new Transformers. That's my theory, but I don't know. We'll see. So after he just completely stomps on Starscream, who's already not with us, he's like, get him out of my sight, put him with the others. Megatron just turns around and begins the speech, right? He's like, what are we doing here? What are we here to achieve? Answer me. And they're like, domination, oppression. He goes, no, peace. We need to have peace. And he was like, how will we achieve this while you see the body of Starscream getting thrown in the rubble with the other dead Decepticons? He goes, through domination, oppression, and conquest, you know? Megatron's like giving the speech to rally the troops. Peace through tyranny. He's like, I need your help. We got to do this in this new world. We can do it. And he's getting all the Decepticons all hype, and they're like, yeah, let's do this. And they're saying, all hail Megatron, all hail Megatron. And then we get back to Starscream. All hail Megatron. And then you could see the light turns on. Remember in issue 24, he kind of went back. He lost that red eye glow and went back to his former self, the scientist. And he's like, I don't want to be under this man's control anymore, you know? And then he shot himself with the gun, and he'd rather have ended his life than participate in being a Decepticon. But the red light comes on while everyone's screaming, all hail Megatron. So he's back to Starscream. So maybe I'm going to see my boy back in action. Maybe. We'll see. But then we get the coolest thing ever. And if you're a G1 Transformers fan, you totally love this, right? We get the shield. This is from the cartoon. I don't know if you remember when they changed scenes. They pulled out the symbols, the Decepticon and Autobot. It was like, da, 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 da. If you know, you know. Sorry, that's probably some terrible singing. But, oh, man, I was like, this is so freaking cool for a Transformers fan. This is so freaking cool. And hello to the brand new art style. Here we go. I'm actually excited for it. I'm kind of glad the other guy's not on it anymore, even though I appreciate what he did and bringing my love back to Transformers. But I'm looking forward to seeing, something new, some awesome new covers that I can collect, So here we are, and we're in Chicago, and Prime and the rest of the Autobots are just trying to help rebuild, and you see like one of the sick patients, little girl looks up, and Prime just being Optimus Prime, sharing a moment with them, and he makes this really cool statement, The little girl's like, I'm not scared of you anymore. You're not like a bad robot. And Prime says, I refuse to believe anything can truly be bad. Only misguided. Again, I love the writing for Optimus Prime. Stays true to character so far, and I'm here for it. You see Ultra Magnus. He is still dealing with his own demons. He's like, I'm a failure, and we could have won this thing, but I let everybody down. And the people are just trying to consult him. Jazz and everyone there. Beachcomber. I thought Beachcomber was gone, but no, he's up, doing his thing. And all of a sudden, RC's like, I'm hearing some beeping. I hear something going on. And so they go over to lift up some of the rubble, and out comes Soundwave. He looks so cool in this, And Prime immediately is like, protect the humans, get him out of here. Soundwave is mine. So we get a quick fight with Soundwave and Prime. And Soundwave's like, where the heck is Megatron? He's like, he's a coward. He freaking ran. And, Soundwave tries to slam him a little bit, but Prime is he's way too powerful. Even at 50%, if that's where he's at. And he knocks him out, punches him, picks him up. We get the wrestling moves, just body slams him right to the ground, puts his foot like right on his chest like a champion's like, do yourself a favor and stand down. Then they ask, Wheeljack and others to come in and restrain him. And while they're doing that, a general from the ground looks up and is like, excuse me, are you the guy in charge? I got a little offer for you. I need you to come with me and we could talk about it, like a partnership, so there's kind of a mystery. Prime doesn't introduce himself. This general doesn't introduce him. They're like, hey, you want to come and talk? Like maybe we could do something and work out something. And Prime's like, all right, I'll go with you, while the others go to the Ark. Well, remember, Thundercracker did something and just ported, I think, ported the Ark into another dimension, all right, to try to save his brother Skywarp, who's still connected to the giant spacecraft. So they go back and they're like, well, there's nothing here. It's just a tunnel. So they go in to explore, and listen, again, if you're a G1 fan, this put a huge smile on your face to see Wheeljack go in, hold up the light, and see a dinosaur. Now, here's a spoiler if you don't know. But Wheeljack in the G1 cartoon, like way back when I was a kid, was responsible for building the Dinobots. That's right. And so this little throwback, I mean, they didn't have to do that. They could have created something else. But I love this throwback here to the G1 where Wheeljack's like, oh, this is fascinating. Then all of a sudden he's like, oh my God, there's a cave in, and the Ark, the giant ship, just randomly appears. What the heck is that? They're all like puzzled. They're like, what is this? This is wild. Skywarp is still like connected to the computer. You see Thundercracker hiding in the shadows. And then we get back to Prime and his meeting at an undisclosed location that the helicopter picked him up. He transforms and they're like, man, that's pretty cool. And they have a little conversation about, I think we can help each other. I think if we partner, we can better understand each other. And so he takes Prime to this area and he goes, I need you to transform into a truck mode. I want to see it again, and gets inside. And, he's like, it's a mile drive down in this pit area, right? So they get out. He says, welcome to Shadow Watch. Optimus Prime transforms and he sees two Transformers that are laying there. It looks like they've been studied for years. And he gets the background history. They're like, this one here has been hanging out since 1906 under Teddy Roosevelt. The blue guy, you know, we found him at the bottom of the ocean in 1936. He's been here ever since. And Prime says, no, man, that's Mirage. That's Bulkhead. They've been here the whole time. He's like, oh, man, they got their names. And he's like, we've been trying to bring him back. Can you help us? And he's like, you don't have the Energon. And he goes, well, about that, we also have all of this. Maybe this is yours. And you could see the look on Prime's face. He's like, okay. He goes, let me introduce myself. All right. Optimus Prime. Let me introduce myself to the head of the Shadow Watch. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, they did something here that I couldn't believe. They bring in Miles Mayhem. And some of you might be like, Jay, who the heck is Miles Mayhem? Just a quick backstory. And if I get this wrong, correct me in the comments section. But Miles Mayhem is the founder and leader of Venom, the vicious, evil network of mayhem. And he used to work with Destro under mask until he stole some technology. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to use this technology to, run my own show, be in charge. He didn't really have a brief tender with the G.I. Joe comics or G.I. Joe series, excuse me. But the fact that they're pulling out this character and adding it in the comics, for me, it's freaking awesome. It's like, oh my gosh, they like brought out a character I did not expect. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. Now, again, for some of you that are watching, you might know this character a lot more than I do. So please educate us all in the comments section. Please say, no, Jay, you got it wrong. He's actually this. This is what he did. This is how he got to power, et cetera, et cetera. I'm totally good with that. Re-educate me, because obviously he's going to play a huge part in this system. Because if this is exactly who the guy is from what I remember, he's going to try to get the Autobots on his team so he can rule the world or take over whatever, like, because he knows he's going to have to fight Destro, and Cobra and G.I. Joe and all that stuff. So he's like, let me get these people on my side, because then I'll have the ultimate weapon, and maybe they could teach us how to use this Energon to build the, anyway, it's freaking cool. We go back to the Ark. They got Soundwave locked up, and he's like, okay, we're getting things back to normal. Let me go check on Ultra Magnus. And out of nowhere comes Thundercracker. And he's just like, what's going on? These creatures, what am I doing here? And he's stunned. And while he's punching the Autobots, it looks like he's seeing a vision of Cobra La. That's right. Cobra La. We went over that in the Cobra Commander series. Those videos are up if you want to see it. I even made shorts. If you don't want to go through the whole thing, you can just scan through them, like through the shorts. There's a playlist. Go check them out so you can keep up with the whole Cobra La. They're the ones that had Megatron in captivity, and anyway. So it's like Thundercracker's like seeing visions. He's screaming, where did he go? And we immediately stop that story and get to Cybertron with Elita 1. Now she's very angry because they had a brand new Transformer, Shredhead, that was going to turn the tide of the war in Cybertron. But Cliffjumper sent him back to Earth to help Prime. And she's just having problems, The first 24 issues, she's angry. She just hates Optimus Prime because she's like, stop focusing on Earth. That ain't our business. You need to be back here on Cybertron fighting the war. A lot of people don't like her character, but I think her character is needed. Even if you don't like her arc, I think it fits the story well, So she's just yelling. She's just angry. She looks over at Cliffjumper. And, basically like, we just need to lock him up and get him out. And she makes a statement to the fellow Autobots, that Prime has abandoned us. There is no victory to be had here with the forces divided. Without him and the other Autobots, our cause is lost. Optimus Prime is no longer our ally. He is our enemy. And that is the end of issue number 25. Now we gotta wait once a month, you know? So in the meantime, I'll be trying to get caught up on the G.I. Joes, and I'm gonna be introducing some other comics that you might know, as I'm trying to get permission from some of, indie creators, to give me some of their stuff that I could use and make shorts with and cover their, I love it. There's a lot of people that reached out to me. They're like, hey, could you do my comic, and put that. I'm like, you know what? Why not? If that's what this channel is going to be, I'm all for it. I'm also putting together a team and of people that love comic books like these, like the Skybound series, some other Rippaverse, other things like that. And we're going to be doing a live stream, mostly talking about the Transformers, but maybe slip in a couple of other independent creators and things like that as well. And it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting, probably into the next year. And I just can't wait. I just can't wait. There's a lot of cool things. I love the shift to my channel because this is something that I'm excited to talk about. And I mean, while we're doing that, look at these covers right here that we had. No Starscream cover, so I didn't pick one up. But I still think they look pretty good. Cover D looks freaking awesome. I love that. Cover B with Optimus Prime pulling out the cassette tape out of Soundwave is that's freaking cool. If there is a cover to pick up, that might be the one. I don't know. I usually just get the Starscream ones. But anyway, it's going to be a lot of cool things happening over here as far as comic books on this channel. We might even change the channel name. Who knows? Anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is Jay, and we'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully, it's the Duke series.